Hey, what's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel, the Who's Ready for Some Fighting Words. In this video, I want to do a fight breakdown for Skye Nicholson versus Amanda Serrano. Really quick, if you like the videos, please take the time to subscribe to the channel. Just takes one click. Also, please hit that thumbs up button because it does help and support this channel. So the question is, why am I making this video? Well, recently, Skye Nicholson, she did an interview and she basically said Amanda Serrano was ducking her. She also said that the only reason why Amanda Serrano would even want 3-minute rounds is so that she would basically get a chance if she were to actually compete against her. And then she finished off with, that's the reason why she really vacated the belt. It had nothing to do with Amanda Serrano fighting for women's rights or anything like that. She just knew that she didn't want to see Skye Nicholson in the ring. And therefore, the best way to cover that up was to simply say, well, I'm going to fight for women's rights. And if I fight for women's rights, this is what I'm going to do for women's rights. I'm going to sacrifice this belt. But in sacrificing that belt, she also is saying, well, I'm not going to fight Skye Nicholson. So that's where this fight breakdown comes from. Because I want to put both women side by side, and I want to see how they actually match up. I want to see if what Skye Nicholson said was true. And if they were to actually match up, would she be the favorite? Would she have a considerable chance, or would she simply be able to wash out Amanda Serrano? So without further ado, let's do this fight breakdown. I'm going to start off with a resume, but we don't need to go too far in the resume. Amanda Serrano has 46 fights. There's really not much to talk about. I mean, Skye's got like, what, 10, 11, something like that? So there's really not much to talk about. But more importantly, is who Amanda Serrano has on her resume. Who she has on her resume is Katie Taylor. Now, I could name off a few other names, but Katie Taylor by itself is basically like saying I have a gold medal. So I don't need to do any of that. I'm just going to say she has Katie Taylor on her resume. Win, lose, or draw, she still has Katie Taylor on her resume. Now, yes, she did lose that fight, but there are many who suggested that she actually won that fight. So there you go. When it comes to resume, Amanda Serrano, she's got a point. Heart, who has more heart between the two? Now, here's the thing. Skye Nicholson doesn't have a lot of fights, and she's basically just burst onto the scene. I think she's phenomenal. The problem is she hasn't been tested. The problem is she hasn't had any opposition to really force her or push her, in which case we don't really know what she's made of. When the push comes to shove, we don't know what she's made of. And that's a fair assessment. When you look at Amanda Serrano, we know exactly what she's made of. We've seen it time and time again. She is a warrior through and through. There's nothing to question. There's nothing to second guess. We know exactly what we're getting when we see Amanda Serrano walk through the ring. So when it comes to heart, I'm going to have to go with Amanda Serrano. She's been tested, tried and tested in championship rounds. And she's gone 12 rounds. She's gone with the best in the world. She's gone against Katie Taylor. And again, there are many who argue that Katie Taylor won that fight. So there you go. That's 2 for Amanda Serrano. Power. Again, we don't really need to go too far. Amanda Serrano has 46 fights. She has 30 knockouts. She does not play. She comes for business. She comes to close the show. Amanda Serrano is not in there to make some Roy Jones like highlight reel. She's in there to make some Mike Tyson type highlight reel. So there's needless to say, she has more power than Skye Nicholson. I do believe that Skye Nicholson would actually buckle down and sit down on her punches. She could be a lot more effective, but that would hurt or harm her way of combat. And she's more of an elusive fighter. So again, Amanda Serrano. Speed. Now, finally, we can talk about Skye Nicholson. When it comes to Skye Nicholson, her hands are fast. Her instincts are on point. And her legs are fast. She's not going to be there. Simple as that. She could easily dance circles around Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano has gotten slower over the years. She doesn't look like how she once looked, but Amanda Serrano has had some wars also in the ring. And over the years, that wear and tear runs down in you. Not to mention, like I said, she's a little older. So clearly, when you couple age with battle-testedness, she's going to be a lot slower. And Skye Nicholson, just fast twitch. She's got it. She's got the package. So there you go for Skye. Mental toughness. Again, we don't know that much about Skye Nicholson. We have not seen Skye Nicholson tested, so we don't know. We can't say what she's able or capable of doing. I'm not saying that she cannot do these things. I'm not saying that she can't walk through the fire. I'm simply saying she hasn't been through the fire. And if she hasn't been to the fire, I can't give her the credit for the fire. She might have a glass jaw. I don't know. She might see her own blood and say, I don't want any more of this. I don't know. She could get rocked or dazed and quit on a stool. I don't know. What I can tell you is that Amanda Serrano has been through all those scenarios, and she's passed with flying colors. Amanda Serrano for mental toughness. Boxing IQ. So here's the thing. I'm going to give this one a tie, and I'm going to tell you why. Amanda Serrano, again, 46 fights. Clearly, boxing IQ, okay? That's just, it is what it is. She's got a plethora of skills and a plethora of fights under her belt, and she's pretty much seen everything under the sun when it comes to a boxing match. Now, that's true, and that's a fair assessment. However, when you look at Skye Nicholson, you say, well, how can, you say this is a tie when she doesn't have the same amount of fights? Now, that's true, but it's how she fights. Skye Nicholson is a very intelligent, very clever fighter. She's no walk in the park. She's no ABC 1, 2, 3 type of fighter. She's very intelligent. She can set women up. She can get them to go wherever she wants them to go. She commands the ring. She typically leads the dance. And that is ring IQ. That is ring generalship. So that's the reason why I'm going to give it a tie. Let's see. What's next? Versatility. Who's more versatile? So once upon a time, Amanda Serrano was a lot more versatile. But as of lately, I'd probably say of the last 4 years, Amanda Serrano is the same Amanda Serrano. She hasn't changed one bit. She's going to come forward and she's going to continue to drop bombs. That's about it. There's not a whole lot of special effects. There's not a whole lot of great footwork. In her last fight, there wasn't any real cutting off the ring. It was more like a chasing kind of thing. And that will play in the hands of Skye Nicholson. I guarantee you, if they were to actually get into the ring, because Amanda isn't the best at cutting off the ring. She just kind of follows you and she hunts you. Now, that's not going to work against Skye because Skye wants you to follow her anyway. That's not going to work against Skye because Skye is a counter puncher. And that's not going to work against Skye because her check hooks are off the hook. So it's not going to work against her. But I'm going to have to go, well, actually, I'm changing on the fly. I'm definitely going with Skye Nicholson. I think she's just more versatile, to be honest with you. Now, it's true, I haven't necessarily seen Skye in a full-out war. That's true. And I don't think none of us have. And listen, if you're smart, the smart ones can avoid those wars. They get skirmishes here and there, but they can avoid the wars. I'm going to have to give versatility to Skye Nicholson. Best range. What place, what area in the ring is the best range for each fighter to fight in? Well, obviously, Amanda Serrano, she'd like to be in a phone booth. She'd like to be up close and personal. She'd like to make it very personal. She'd like to knock her teeth out. While you have Skye Nicholson, she wants distance at all time. Skye Nicholson, you know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of Shakur Stevenson. She is the female version of Shakur Stevenson. Not going to let you get close. Going to keep a distance. She's always going to be safe. She doesn't take many chances, not a whole lot of risk. She likes to give the punches. She does not like to take the punches. And for that reason, she's comfortable on the outside. She can move, she can duck, she can run, she can do whatever she wants. She has all this real estate behind her, and there's nothing you can do. And trust me, if you take one step forward, she's out of there. There you have it. Defense. Who's more defensive? I'm going to go with Skye Nicholson. I'm definitely going to go with Skye Nicholson. I think she's more defensive because Amanda Serrano, she's tough. She knows she's tough. Ain't nobody knocking Amanda Serrano out. Amanda Serrano knows she ain't getting knocked out. She's not getting knocked out anytime soon. The only way Amanda Serrano's going to get knocked out is if Amanda Serrano, she takes on a Savannah Marshall or a Clarissa Shields, Christina Hammer, somebody just much bigger. That's the only way she's getting knocked out. She stays in her weight class. She stays where she belongs. She ain't getting knocked out. That's that. She is not getting knocked out. And she knows that. She's a very durable, tough girl. So she knows that. So she can afford to move forward. She can afford to take a bomb to give a bomb. And especially in this fight, she can definitely afford to take a bomb to give a bomb. Because Skye Nicholson doesn't throw a lot of punches. Like, she throws a low amount of punches. That's due to her defense, because she's defensive-minded first. That's due to her distance. That's also due to the way that she fights. The way she fights it takes a lot out of you. It's very exerting. So there you have it. I think Amanda Serrano has, she's just tough. But look at Skye. Skye's got better defense because Skye is not going to be there. Skye has better head. Amanda has no head movement. Skye's got better head movement. Skye has better defense in terms of distance control. Skye can block with her hands. She can dodge. She can weave. She can do all this stuff. And on top of that, she has very fast legs. She's out of there. So there you have it. Defense, Skye Nicholson. Cardio. So I'm going to go with Amanda Serrano because she's fought a 12-round fight. Skye Nicholson, she hasn't even fought a 10-round fight. So I got to go with Amanda Serrano. I don't know what Skye Nicholson can do because the vast majority of her fights are 6 and 8 rounders. I don't know what she can do. I don't know what happens if she goes 9 rounds. I don't know if she gets gassed out. I don't know if she stops moving. I don't know what happens to her. So I don't know. So I'm definitely going to go with Amanda Serrano. Not to mention, if you haven't really gone those rounds, listen, from amateurs to pros, when you're doing 6 rounds to 12 rounds is a huge difference. 8 rounds to 10 rounds is a huge difference. You might just say, well, it's only 2 more minutes. It's only 2 more minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's only 4 more minutes. But that 4 minutes is a lot. That 4 minutes can change your life. That 4 minutes can separate you from consciousness. That 4 minutes can send you to the afterlife. So 4 minutes is a lot. That's a lot of wear and tear in your body. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go to Amanda Serrano. Durability, I mentioned that earlier. Amanda Serrano, she can take anything that Skye Nicholson has. Skye Nicholson, I'm not going to say she's a pillow puncher. I think she has just enough to get somebody's attention, but I don't think she has enough to flatline anybody. While you look at Amanda Serrano, she's flatlined many a girls, many a nights. Let's see. Who has a better jab? Amanda Serrano. She's consistent. If you know about this channel, you know I'm going to talk about that jab. You know I'm going to talk about the consistency of the jab. She's consistent. Skye Nicholson is not consistent. Skye Nicholson, like I said, she's defense-minded first. She likes to do a lot of feints. She likes to paw at her opponents, but she's not consistent in attacking her opponents. She's not. She'll do more of a blitz than anything else. While you look at Amanda Serrano, no, it's a full-scale attack, okay? It's a full-scale attack at all times. And she has a better jab. She has a consistent jab. She has a consistent jab. And she is heavy-handed with her jab. It's used as a weapon, not just as a rangefinder. Body work. Who's better at, body work? Clearly, Amanda Serrano. Again, 30 knockouts. Clearly, Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano, if she has Skye Nicholson against the ropes, let's just put it like this. If she can pin Skye Nicholson against the ropes or, in a corner, and if she can do these things early, Amanda Serrano all day. Period. All day. Let's see. Oh, by the way, that was another one for Amanda Serrano. Punch output. Amanda Serrano, again, she can fight for 12 rounds. She can do that for 12 rounds. We don't know what Skye can do. I don't know if she can do that. I don't know if she can do the little bit that she does. I don't know if she can do that for 9 rounds. But I do know what Amanda Serrano can do for 12 rounds. I know that for a fact. That is proven. She can do it. She can show up on the night and get it done. Amanda Serrano. Danger. Who's more dangerous? Who's more dangerous in the ring? 30 knockouts. Amanda Serrano. I think Skye has the ability to frustrate people, and she can set them up, and she can walk them into something. But even if you walk Amanda Serrano into something, you better be ready to back it up because you're not going to put her down with it. So you better be ready to back it up. You better be ready to scrap it out in that sequence of punches. And that's basically it. But Amanda Serrano, 30 knockouts. She's a lot more dangerous, hands down, at any given point in time in the fight, mind you. Now, granted, Skye's going to have a tremendous advantage in the beginning of the fight simply because of her legs and her movement. And, it's hard to figure out what she's trying to do. Her lead hand is low, so you don't know what she's going to do with it or anything like that. But past the 5th round, past the 6th round, Amanda Serrano sky high. It goes sky high because now you're in her territory. Now you're in those championship rounds. And Skye Nicholson has never been there before. It's new, uncharted territory. So, danger, Amanda Serrano. Now, I'll end out with this. Amanda is older. Amanda has slowed down tremendously. And Skye Nicholson's the new kid on the block. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to call out, the old dog on the block. That's what you're supposed to do. Sonny Liston got called out by young Cassius Clay. That's what you're supposed to do. Why would you call out somebody who's on your level? If you have 4 fights and I have 3 fights, why am I calling you out? I don't care about you. I want the person with 10 fights. I want the person with 30 fights. I want to call out the top dog because you need a certain level of confidence to get in the ring. Just to be a regular boxing person, You need a certain level of confidence to go to the gym day after day, dedication, and discipline to do that. That also takes confidence within yourself, wanting to get better. Now, when it comes time to taking that walk, when the lights are on you and everything, that's something else. And kudos to Skye Nicholson for saying she wants to fight. But I think it might be a little too soon. I do agree that she could give Amanda Serrano a whole lot of problems. The only problem is once she gives her the problem, I don't think she can do anything to stop her or slow her down. That's my only issue. That's my only issue. I do think she can give her problems. But those problems would be more along the lines of frustration and not being able to catch hold of Skye Nicholson. When it comes to punch output, Amanda Serrano, she has more. When it comes to power, Amanda Serrano, she has more. When it comes to just composure, because she's had an accumulation of fights, 46 to be exact, Amanda Serrano, she has more. So when it comes down to who would win in a fight, I'm going to have to go with Amanda, the real deal Serrano. Drop your thoughts down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. And remember, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.